On behalf of Sam Call Productions, I welcome you to the finals of the King of the Mountain Chef's Challenge, in which the winners of our first two heats, Chef Justin Ward and Chef Johannes Klapdoor, will meet in this 40-minute culinary challenge to determine who will take home Sam's Cup and be crowned King of the Mountain for 2012.
We ready, gentlemen? Okay, we're ready.
Okay, the final ingredients in tonight is in the mystery basket A is trout. We've got trout. It's actually a local trout, along with root vegetables as the second ingredient. That includes in the root vegetables parsnips, beets, and carrots.
Chefs, you now have 40 minutes. Go, 40 minutes.
And I forgot to mention radicchio as well as a third ingredient. So let me say that again. It's the root vegetables, radicchio, and the trout.
So the chefs have to use the trout, they have to use the radicchio, and they can use any of the root vegetables in any of the courses, one or all.
Okay, the competition has begun. Chef Johannes is defending his title as King of the Mountain. This is an awesome seasonal basket with everything that you can find here in North Carolina. So it'll be interesting to see the different variations that we have.
Something interesting as well is that the trout is actually a local trout. That's actually coming from about 5 miles from here. Yeah, it actually is coming from Sunburst Trout, which is a fantastic trout.
We're talking with Bill Demons of Inland Seafood. What challenges do you feel that the chefs are up against with trout and root vegetables and radicchio?
Well, this should be very interesting. The trout, they're going to know what to do with. The root vegetables, they can stand on their own, but how are they going to use the trout and the root vegetables together? It's going to be very interesting to see what they do.
I find it interesting when the time went, okay, you've got 40 minutes. I like to see what each person did first, and everybody went to the source material. So here we go.
The root vegetables are starting because they're going to take the longest.
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you, Bill.
I just had a question about radicchio. Radicchio is actually a bitter. I wouldn't call it a green. It's technically a cabbage, but it's got a bitterness to it. You can treat it as a bitter green. You can also grill it and pull out a kind of a gentle sweetness to it. So it's a very versatile veggie, and it's also a great presentation because the color. So that works well. I think one of the challenges we're going to see tonight is with the root vegetables can have big, bold, earthy flavors, and you've got this delicate trout. So it'll be curious to see how they pair that and pull that off.
Okay, all right. JT Fields, Mountain Fresh Grocery.
So Chef Johannes is busy on the beautiful trout that came from just down the road that I know he's worked with a lot.
Chef Justin couldn't find pepper, so Johannes Klapdoor found some pepper for him. Hey, yeah, very nice.
Here's a little fun fact about trout. The world record for trout, which is clearly didn't come from the streams around here, is 42 pounds, 2 ounces.
That's a heck of a river.
One big trout. So one of the ingredients the chefs are going to be working with are parsnips, which is another wonderful kind of fall, winter, early spring vegetable. They are generally available year-round, but typically associated with the cooler months of the year. And the flavor becomes sweeter and more desirable after long exposures to temperature below 40 degrees. So it's one of my favorite ingredients, so I'm interested to see what the chefs do with the parsnips, along with the beets, which are an extremely versatile vegetable, and they come in beautiful colors, lots of variety, and not those nasty pickled things from a can that most people are accustomed to. We're very fortunate to have gone beyond the slices of canned beets that we grew up with.
I'd be curious to see if any of them take advantage of the color aspect of the beet as well, because you can do some amazing things. It's the color of borscht. It's the color of a lot of different things. So it's a bold not a strong flavor, but the color is so bold it could clobber what else they're doing on their dish. So I'd be curious to see how they utilize that, if they do. It's an option.
And also, you can eat beets raw and cooked. So
Raw, cooked, poached,
Right.
pureed.
Well, yeah. Chefs, you have 29 minutes, 33 seconds left. I know it's flying. Thank God trout cooks quickly.
That was one of the motives in the whole thing with the main ingredient was that they be quick cooking things. So you look at whether it's the trout, the prawns, or the fowl. All three of them were things that could cook quickly, so they could really emphasize what they want with the product, and they aren't worrying half the time about the process of cooking. The cooking part of it's pretty quick on all of these, so really they can shine with the unique ingredients that they apply to it, and the technique, of course, and presentation.
I noticed a lot of people have arrived for the kind of the grand finale and this lovely dinner that we're going to be served. Chefs, you have 23 minutes and 42 seconds left.
Jan was just saying something. What did you just say? Like, how am I supposed to cook something and be so creative in 40 minutes? It must be because you've done a lot of cooking yourself.
Yeah, but it would take me 40 minutes to find a recipe to use those ingredients. So I admire their ability just to come up with the food.
And to eat it is, I'm just doing this for the food. Thanks, Jan and Farrell. We'll sing some other time, right?
"17 minutes, chef, 17 minutes."
And once again, Justin Ward filling in for Nicholas Feigl, who became ill. So this is really something else that he is down to the finalists with Johannes Klapdor.
So Chef Johannes is preparing to defend his title of King of the Mountain with what we think is a chef mousse. We've got some poached radicchio from Justin Ward that is on a platter getting ready to become an amazing dish. And Chef Johannes is making fresh sausage over here. I have never seen that being done. He is stuffing fresh sausage. Holy Toledo, that is amazing. Chefs, you have 14 minutes and 31 seconds to go. I haven't seen too much activity in the carrot department, but perhaps that'll be a last minute thing. Oh, maybe I missed it. So Chef Johannes has the blender going here. Justin's working the stove, moving pots around to different burners. I see a burner war going on. A little burner competition, along with the main competition. So I don't dare ask the chefs what's going on because I think that the competition is way, way too heated. But we have some amazing little cookware being heated here. Oh, he's got the soup going on from Chef Johannes. Yes, this is an amazing thing to cook in the round and only half of a round with amazingly limited equipment, all by yourself, with no sous chef to bark at. Not that these chefs bark. So Chef Ward is searing off some of this beautiful trout from right down the road. He's got a little reduction going on underneath on the other side of the stove here. He's making a little stock with what appears to be the trout heads and some fresh herbs and pulling something out of his blender. It's a beet puree. It's a beautiful, beautiful color, making use of this amazing product.
Okay, less than 10 minutes. And this is where you have to have a camera with a really fast shutter speed to be able to see the hands moving.
So a beautiful skillet full of poached cream, trout, parsnips is going into the blender for Chef Ward for one of his dishes. And I am noticing many, many people here have their green on in honor of St. Patrick's Day, so they won't get pinched. But we'll all be pinching ourselves later because the food is going to be so amazing and we're going to be so happy we're here. Chefs, you have 6 minutes and 36 seconds. 6 minutes, 35. So Chef Ward is straining the soup that he made with the chef's skin and bits and pieces. and he's running it through a chinois so that all of the amazing flavor comes through and none of the unwanted bits and pieces. One of the most admirable things that chefs do that perhaps we don't do in our own kitchens is use every bit and piece for all of the flavor that they can extract, whether be it seeds and bones and heads and skins from all of the food that they utilize in their kitchen. Chefs, you have 3 minutes, 55 seconds. So thankfully, I don't think we see any green food coming out in honor of St. Patrick's Day because we didn't have enough time to really think that through. But perhaps. Chefs, you have 2 minutes, 43 seconds to go. So Chef Johannes is pulling out precious little square serving bowls as part of his presentation. As we all know, presentation is a major part of the judging scores and a part of becoming the 2012 King of the Mountain in Highlands, North Carolina.
Let's bring it on home, everybody. Let's round of applause. Yeah, come on. Put your hands together.
Chefs, you have 133, 132. Final countdown. This is it. It all comes down to this.
Yeah.
Sam's Cup comes down to this.
Justin and Johannes carefully presenting now on their plates, and all the food to be transferred onto plates. You found that piece of trout. There you go.
43, 42, 41. Final plating and garnishments, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Maybe someday we'll have a queen of the mountain, but not tonight.
Toss it, babe. Toss it,
Okay.
Justin. Toss it in there.
Almost 15.
Toss it in there,
14,
man. Toss that baby in
13,
there. Toss it in there. Toss that stuff in there. Just
10,
pump it in there,
9,
baby. Throw
8,
it on there. Throw it on
7,
there. Throw it
6,
on there, baby. Put it on.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It is done. Woo!
Microwave. Woo!
All right.
Good job, chefs. Awesome job. Now the tasting begins, and soon we will know.
Yeah, Justin and Johannes are down to the hot toss. Okay, now all the focus on our judges. Ooh.
All right, Chef Johannes is first up.
All right. Sorry. All righty. Whew, that wasn't pretty. Thank you, JT, for a wonderful basket. I will go to the sandwich shop across Old Edwards in the future. Not because they are better, but it's fair. Okay, first the appetizer, just this 3. One doesn't look that pretty. Who wants to have that? Flavor should be fine. Thank you. Okay. I have 2 more. They would be... let me just explain very quick. I wanted to do different variations of the trout in one dish. What we have here are 3 different preparations. We have a carpaccio that is made with argan oil and pimenta espilette. We have a trout tartare made with sorrel and chives. Then we have a parsnip and apple flan, and then as to accommodate all 3 items. And then we have a trout sausage made with a little bit of cilantro and topped with some micro celery. So what I would suggest is eat a little bit of everything. I would start out with the tartare, then with the carpaccio, and then with the sausage. Finish this one here because that's for the picture. Yes. Just put the flan on it, and then it goes for the picture. I choose the parsnips because I thought with the trout that's probably a little bit better than the carrots or other root vegetables, and I added the apples because I like the acidity that goes very well with fish. Okay, next is a soup course. You look like you're hungry. You have 2 pieces. And then the soup. Is that hot? Very hot? Okay, take the lids off. Yeah. And then save this again for the picture. All right, what we have here is a little bit different. I use curry as a flavor. It's a parsnip and apple soup with a curried trout. You can call it almost like a trout tempura. And the serve is a citrus coriander. So I think the citrus coriander, the curry, and then the acidity of the apples, the sweetness of the parsnips goes very well together. All right, next course. That's a rather simple dish, but it has a lot of flavor, and we really want to just feature the trout. Please take the skin off. The trout is very well seasoned from the other side. What we did with the trout is we used fennel pollen and just salt and pepper and pan-seared it in a nice olive oil with some herbs, and we are serving that and a parsnip and apple puree. So it's a more delicate thing, but I wanted to keep the trout as natural as possible because I played a lot with flavors on the other recipes. So I thought that just having the simple trout, just with the fennel pollen and some herbs, would be appropriate for the entree. All right, and where's Justin? Justin, oh, I thought you went to Atlanta already. I don't think so. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Chef Justin?
Well, I got to tell you, I thought it was going to be easier the second time. I don't know if it was that fourth plate or not. Holy cow. What I started off with here is it's a smoked trout. It's a smoked trout bisque with toasted fennel and a grilled tomato, which is kind of meant to be cut up and eaten with the soup. And then it mixes with the fennel and with the smoked trout flavor, so you kind of get that grilled charred tomato flavor in there as well. All right, the next course is the entree. We had to pass up. I never got the appetizer plated. I got everything done, and it was really good. I swear, it was really good, guys. The appetizer. It was or it still is. It's just not plated. It was a nice little a parsnip and potato pancake with a beet and apple coulis and grilled trout, but I guess that doesn't matter. Does that matter anymore? It doesn't matter. They're not even paying attention to me. I should go back to Atlanta. So guys, what you guys have here, this is a barley risotto with wild mushrooms, and it's topped off with a grilled trout with toasted almonds and grilled radicchio on there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take 5 minutes. We're going to adjourn outside with the judges, and we'll be back and give you the verdict. Thank you. It's time to award Sam's Cup to the winner of the 2012 King of the Mountain Chefs Challenge. And this award goes to the winner, and they'll keep it for 1 year, and then he will bring it back and offer it up for challenge again. Next year, we're going to automatically ask Chef Johannes to come back. Chef Ward will come back, as we'll offer Chef Ward the automatic return. And then, of course, the winner gets to do one challenge against a chef of his choice. And then, of course, we will offer one more. So, without further ado, we'd like to say that the chef's competition, I think, was not bad this year. I think that the food, if there's any kind of you can take away from when we take the judges' food and we put it over there and allow the people to pick on it, all the plates were empty. Ergo, I think it was pretty good food. So now I'm going to announce the winner of the 2012 King of the Mountain Chefs Challenge, and this year, unbelievably, goes to Chef Clapor. Johannes.
Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate everybody coming. And now we have another wonderful thing going on this evening. I'm pretty sure that after all that Schmackofatz wine, some of you might be hungry. We have created a really gorgeous menu with all kinds of fun things. And of course, we also have the stations of the guest chefs here. Please enjoy. The buffets are open. Try a lot of different things. There's plenty of food, so please try to go to the different station and consider it a strolling dinner reception. Thank you very much again. Thank you.